Hey Stampin' Friends! Happy fall, y'all! I was just given my version of the fall. I did not get the September kit because I don't do Halloween. So what I did, I'm going to do a smash, which will be the Season of Gratitude was October 2016. Here's some back to the past here. And then the September of 2021 and September of 2020. So I'm going to just kind of give you a fresh start here, and I'm going to make some cards and kind of smash these all together. And then I will give you a second step, which will be kind of our prep, and then I'll be right back. So stay tuned. All right, so in order to get a 20 cards in 20 minutes, the reality is that there's actually some prep time. So I got some stuff prepped, and that way you can get your stuff prepped and put me on pause and then finish up. So this is a wonderful 12 by 12 that I took and did 2" by 5 1/4. And so I got those already prepped. So the inside, I already cut up this part. So let me show you real quick. I'm going to fan this out. So we have a couple of different things. It's really, I've heard people call it yummy, but anyhow, whatever. But this is the card selection. And then what's really cool is with our designer paper, there's always a flip side. So you can see that it's just black and white, but you can color it and everything. So anyhow, kind of giving you the inside scoop of that. So what I want you to do is get your card bases ready. So this actually, because of our colors in here, I made some of the A2 cards. A2 is a 8.5 by 11, cut at 5 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4. Now remember on darker colors, see I already have the score line, but this is the valley and this is the mountain. So make sure that on dark cards, the mountain is going to be our fold in. So the valley is in, the mountain is out. So that's my base. And then I have, of course, the 2" by 5 1/4. And then I have my layer, which is 5 1/4 by 4. So get your cards ready. And I also already have my Stitch So Sweetly, I guess you call them labels, but I'm going to have these that are already ready to go. So this is my prep, and I have this out just for itty bitties if I want to do a label. So get your cards ready, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I guess we are on our way, and if you have gotten your prep done, we're ready to go. So basically, we're going to do very simple, and I'm just going to talk as we go. And then I did make some, get the right one out. I did make some alternates, just because it's nice to have a little difference in when you're doing something, to have some options. So, but what I'm doing is do it in stages. This is how high production works. And get my glue down. I've got my mountain crease on there, and get all those in. And that way, when we come to the next phase, we can just keep on going. So it's a simple layout, and you can really add whatever sentiment you want in order to get your outcome. I mean, sometimes I look at my birthday, which tends to be a little bit on the lean side because I make more of them. But you know, I have to confess, I somehow something happened with my computer. I mean, my phone, and I see all these advertisements for, oh, let's say hi to their birthday, and I'm like, how did I miss their birthday? Because Google decided to change things up or redo or who knows what. Anyhow, so, but I thought this would be kind of a good fall don't know if I said the colors. So in the designer paper is actually the colors. So whenever you're trying to work on a card, will have better form when the colors match, which is what I love about Stampin' Up! Is everything matches. I don't have to worry about it. And so the base of the card is Cajun Craze, and then this layer that I'm putting on is actually Pear Pizzazz. I thought about doing, or actually, I'm sorry, maybe it's Old Olive. No, I think it's Pear Pizzazz. Yeah, because Old Olive's a little bit darker. But it is one of the colors that kind of looks nice with fall. And so I've got all my crushed curry and my Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Cajun Craze, pumpkin, all those wonderful fall colors. I'm also going to show a technique today. You know, a lot of us, I'm sure, follow a lot of the YouTube, and when you see a nice little tip, it's nice to kind of get an idea to kind of wrap your head around, especially when it's easy to do. But I found this on YouTube, and then wanted to do something because my channel is about paper pumpkin. And I know many of you will have a one or two. You don't have to admit how many you have, but I'm sure you have a few pumpkins laying around. Either you have put together or still need to, but I thought it would be nice to kind of do a smash of several, and that way we can kind of use up those pieces, because the pieces, I think that's why we hold on to them, because they're amazing and they give you a lot of options. And you know, I'm sure that throughout the years, now I may not have tons of videos, but what I do have is a niche, and I really do praise God for the ability to give me the niche of alternates, and my channel being real focused on pumpkins. So anyhow, this was kind of the best way I thought of to do fall, and it served two purposes. I can get my fall cards done, and I can show you just a speedy way of getting the benefits of putting together high production. And again, as long as you have your pieces cut out, you are set to go. And I left them flat just because it's a little easier to do, and then I can flip them over. And you may or may not have these, but I have this cute little box, and I already have my layers done. So I'm just going to make sure I got the right side. Yeah. I'm going to get those ready to go. Now, a lot of times, especially on the inside, I always suggest, you know, stamp first, then put your cards or your stamp part in. But in this regards, it's for me, I'm going to be leaving them blank and not doing a whole lot to the inside, because, see, I'm putting glue and I put it in the very edges, right? And that way, when and if I decide to stamp, then it won't cause any kind of ripples. That's sometimes what I've said in other videos is, stamp it first, then glue it down, because then you don't have any kind of hiccups. So anyhow, but with darker cards, it's good to have the layer on the inside, obviously. One, I think it gives a little bit of professional looking card versus just plain writing on the inside. This kind of gives you a place to put that. But I have one of those guillotines, so I can chop and get all of my inserts, layers, and things done. It just makes it nicer. When you're going to sit down and do something, it's nice to be able just to whip it out. And as you can see, so we're about 7 minutes in, and I'm going to just finish these up because I like to have a little bit of time to show you a technique. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the inside done. I have the outside with my layer and my DSP, and then I get that all kind of put together. So now I'm kind of ready for the card. So when I do that, I'm going to use, because I like kind of having the colors together, I've already gotten the 3 months of those types of stamps together. So this is You're a Blessing. So I'm going to get that in and put it right in on my area. Get that done. And then simple, got our pieces I told you about. So that's going to go right there. I thought about popping it up and opted not to. But I want these to not have any type of hiccup. I don't want them to have any type of area that's going to have any problem with mailing. So the 2016 pumpkin had these, and I've already stamped the big leaf on it, so all these are ready to go. And then I am just going to put that little bad boy right there and keep that simple. And then I'll show you how I kind of embellished it on my other one, but put that right there and voila. So that'll be my card. Let me show you what I did with my, so I used a little bit of the leaves that came in that kit, and one of the swirls from a different year, and then I put my little gems here. Now the reason I put them here, because I popped this up. That means in the envelope when I package it, this height and this will not be intertwined, so it's kind of lower, so that kind of gives that aspect. So anyhow, so kind of giving, you see how it's kind of a now and a wow, just because of the extra embellishments. But for the sake of my production, I wanted to do that. But let me show you a couple of the other alternates. This was from the September 2020, and I just did my layer in the embossing, and then had that nice Cajun Craze piece that came in there, and the ribbon. So this all came from that kit. And then this one was from the Haunts and Harvest last year. Had the pumpkin, and this is that little paper that came with it, and just stamped around here. So something different with that. And then this one, you can see the difference. I wanted to show this out because see how this is the Cajun Craze, this is Cajun Craze, but here is a white. So this piece here, I actually cut from the base. So just to bring an extra layer, so you have the non-layered with just the green, and then I put the white behind it, just to kind of make this pop a little bit. So just to kind of give you an idea, so it utilizes this piece from the frame. All right, so I want to show you, first, let me give you we're going to make this background. So let me show you real quick. I'm sure all of us have our special, I think they call it therapy. What do they call it? Executive therapy. And this is just the popper, because it gives you the ability of popping, and I don't know, they said some kind of therapy. But this is from Pink Stamper. I want to give her some credit and shout out. And so we're going to put our piece down. Now it's tone on tone. So this is olive. This is actually Pear Pizzazz. But I wanted to get a little bit more definition for it to pop a little bit more. And so you see how I'm covering, because I don't want it all over my hands. All right, that will go away. And then we have our background. Isn't that cool? All right, so now what will happen is on the little pieces that are a little bit lighter, that's where our pieces will go. So let me show you what I did, because, so here is our base, right? See how it's busy? It's a little too busy. So here's my base. Here's my beautiful DSP, a little different. So what I am going to do is I'm going to break it up just a bit and put a layer here. So this is kind of like when you play with this, and then when this goes on, let me go ahead and just make this. When this goes on, it kind of breaks it up just a bit. So I tried doing, let me show you, I tried doing, like, if I were to go the black and white on top, that was kind of okay. But anyhow, it's to which his own. Is that how that goes? Anyhow. So it's just a matter of breaking it up so it does not get too crazy. And I am going to pop this up because it works out better. It works out better if I can put together a little bit of height, and I think it'll add some dimension. So, well, that's not going to work. All right, for right now, just for sake of time. So that'll be our card. Okay, see how that green behind it kind of broke that up a little bit. Still a little busy, but it'll work for me. But I want to show this technique, and that way you can put that together. And I think, ooh, here's what I'm going to do. I already have this done, but here's what I would do. I would put this down, and then I already made this, and because of how busy this card is, look how that'll look. Nice. And I can cover like this mess, so I'll probably go over here a little bit, and I'll probably put my line in. So anyhow, like this. See? So that's kind of how you plan, prepare, and kind of put together those things. Okay. And then I think that kind of puts that together. So but this is what I did want to point out because of the color. So when you do this, this of course is orange, you have Cajun Craze. So it kind of puts a little bit of extra colors that may not look the best. So when you're doing your cards, that's where pumpkin is by far one of the better choices. So when you get a minute, pull out some of those older types of pumpkins and make some magic. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. I so appreciate you. Talk to you soon.